Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Let's take a big breath. In, out, as we are now in yet another Shabbat at home in our living rooms. Let's just take a moment to breathe in happiness and breathe out Shabbat peace. What's your prayer? What's your intention to make this Shabbat one of peace and happiness? We sing together on page 99, Elohai Neshama, talking about our soul, our pure soul, and our ability to breathe. Elohai Neshama Shenatata Bi Tehorai. Elohai Neshama Shenatata Bi Tehorai. Elohai Neshama Shenata Tabi Tehora Tehorani. Elohai Neshama Shenata Tabi Tehora. Elohai Neshama Shenata Tabi Tehorai. We turn to page 141, Psalm 150. Just sing out those hallelujahs, harmonize, be present, be with us, and just bring it. Hanshama Tehaleluya. Hallelujah. I'll never forget sitting in my friend's living room watching Debbie Friedman teach that song. I hope that you enjoy that version. We always try different ones. Now we're going to go to Oziv Zimrat Yah. God is my deliverance. Please rise, 143. Oh, Oziv Zimrat Yah. Lishua, Ozi, Vezimrat Yah, Vayehi, Lishua, Ozi. Vezimrat Yah, Vayehi Lishua, Ozi, Vezimrat Yah, Vayehi Lishua, Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed.
Yasher Koach, Hazan, Mimi. Oh, it's so good to feel cognizant, that holy breath that's in us. Much of the Psukei Zimra and everything we do in the morning is designed to give us that appreciation, the holiness that we have. And we're grateful for the breath of life that we have. We're grateful for the miracles. That was part of the prayers that we just had of Shirat Hayam. And we're going to get to shortly, after the Baruch Hu, the Or Chadash. And it's words before it that we don't quite recite, but HaMechadesh B'tuvo B'chol Yom Tamid Ma'asev Reshit. That Or Chadash, the new light that we praise, Al Tzion, it should be over Zion. But the connection is to Breshit, to creation. And what does that mean? Every day when we see the sun rise, it should be like the first sunrise of creation. It should be that first moment of appreciation, of wonder and awe that we often take for granted. The beauty of a sunrise. Heschel saw in that the ability to perceive God's presence. And so we try as well. We're going to continue now with the Shachrit, the official. We're going to begin with the Baruch Hu, and I'm going to ask you to rise, page 149 in our Sidor Lev Shalem.
Ya la 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 la. ya la la la, ya la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach leolam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yotzer or uvorei choshech, osei shalom, shalom uvorei et hakol. Yotzer or uvorei choshech, osei shalom, shalom uvorei et hakol.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Or Chadash, page 153.
Or Chadash al Zion Ta'ir v'nizkechu lanu meheira lehoro. Or Chadash al Zion Ta'ir v'nizkechu lanu meheira lehoro. Or Chadash al Zion Ta'ir v'nizkechu lanu meheira leoro. Meheira leoro. Ay, 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 ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer hameorot.
Amen. We continue with Ahava Rabbah, page 154.
Ahava Rabbah ahavtanu Adonai Eloheinu Em lagedola v'tera amalta aleinu Ahavinu malkeinu ba'avur avotenu shebatchu b'cha shebatchu b'cha Avinu malkeinu ותלמדם חוקי חיים, כן תכוננו תלמדנו, אבינו האב הרחמן, המרחם רחם עלינו, ותן בליבנו להבינו, אזכיר לשמוע, ללמוד וללמד, לשמור ולעשות, ולקיים את כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה. והאר עינינו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה ולרע את שמך ולא נבוש לעולם ועד ולא נבוש לעולם ועד כי בשם קודשך הגדול הנורא בטחנו נגילה ונשמחה נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך.
Take a moment and look down at your talit and find the edges and the tzitzit. Take a look at them. What color are they? Are they white? Do you have a strand that's blue? If you do have a blue braided strand, that is dyed with what's called Tekhelet, a special blue dye that comes from a rare type of snail, actually called achilazon. And Tekhelet was used in ancient times for the high priest's clothing and the tapestries in the tabernacle and for tzitzit. It was used, this dye, to elevate objects, to make them wholly distinct from everything else. And today there's actually some debate about whether we should be using Tekhelet for our tzitzit or not. Now, on the one hand, tzitzit are supposed to be a reminder to observe mitzvot, and Tekhelet helps us feel that those mitzvot are holy and elevated. It helps connect us to our history and to something greater than ourselves. But on the other hand, Tekhelet is a rare dye. It's not available to everyone. So some people say that our tzitzit, our reminder to observe the mitzvot which apply to all Jews equally, should of course serve as an equalizer. And Tekhelet is not an equalizer because of how rare it is. So whether your tzitzit have Tekhelet or not, whether they're blue or not, either way, you're doing the right thing because both ways are right. And you can keep in mind these competing values whenever you put on your talit. We'll continue now with Vahavienu. We're at the bottom of page 154, and we'll bring together the four corners of our tzitzit, whether they have Tekhelet or not, in preparation for the Shema.
Vahavienu לשלום מארבע כנפות פלט ותוליכנו קוממיות לארצנו כי אל פועל ישועות אתה ובנו בחרת מכל עם ולשון וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול לשמך הגדול סלע ואמת להודות לך וליחדך באהבה ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה.
We have Gabby Olivau with us this morning, who's going to lead us in the Shema. If you have a Sidur Lev Shalem, we're on page 155. Gabby, remember to unmute yourself.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
We continue to ourselves on the top of page 156.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת, wait, oh my god, wait, I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית, על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית, הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה להם לציצית, וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריכם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אדוני אלוהיהם אמת.
Beautiful job, Gabby. Thank you for joining us to lead the Shema. We're continuing now on page 158 with Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר וקודש תורה, תהילות אוסף אליהם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר וקודש תורה, תהילות אוסף אליהם, אוסף אליהם. שיר החדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל, ופני חינומך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We'll begin the Amidah together. We're on page 159.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני אחר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך מיני ומקיים ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים.
נקדש את שם העולם כשם שמות תשימותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמות תשימותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר. קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ כבודו.
אז בקול רעש גדול אדיב וחזק משמיעים כל מיני דברים.
אז בקול רעש גדול, אדיר וחזק משמיעים קול. אז בקול רעש גדול, אדיר וחזק משמיעים קול. מתנסים לעומת סרפים, מתנסים לעומת סרפים, מתנסים לעומת סרפים, לעומתם ברוך יאמרו, ברוך ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. ממקומך מלכנו תופיע, ותמלוך עלינו, ותמלוך עלינו, כי מחכים אנחנו לך, איי איי איי, מתי תמלוך בציון, וקרוב בימינו, וקרוב בימינו, לעולם ועד בתוך ירושלים נרחב, לדור ודור ולדור ודור, ולנצח נצחים, איי איי איי, ועינינו תראינו, תראינו מלכותך. ושירי עוזך על ידי דוד, על ידי דוד, משיח צדקך על ידי דוד, על ידי דוד, משיח צדקך ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד עוד לך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי המלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל
We continue the Amidah to ourselves through page 166 in the Hebrew, in the English, or whatever prayers are in your heart. ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד, כולנו כאחד בקורבנך. ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד, כולנו כאחד באור פניך. ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד, כולנו כאחד באור פניך. לה 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 We continue with Kaddish Shalem, page 167.
יקדש ויקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימלך מלכותי וחייכון ובמכון וחייך בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קורי וימרו אמן. יש ברבם בהורך לעלם לעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשפחה ונחמה תדמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותון ותהון לכל בית ישראל, קודון שמעאל ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום רב מן שמיה, החיים עלינו ואל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרמיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen.
We're beginning the Torah service now, symbolically taking the Torah from the ark and getting ready to read it. We have a number of people with us this morning who are going to read Torah for us, and we'll begin, as we always do, with Ki Mitzion. We're on page 168.
Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah, Bar Adonai Yerushalayim. Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah, Bar Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah le'amo, Torah le'amo Yisrael. Baruch Shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael. B'kedusha Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah, Bar Adonai Yerushalayim. Ki Mitzion, Tetzei Torah, Bar Adonai Yerushalayim.
Shabbat shalom again to everyone as we begin the Torah service officially. This week's parsha is Korah. By the way, it's interesting to think for a moment why the rabbis would have wanted the infamous rebel Korah to have a portion named after him. I don't know if you ever thought about it. Of the 54 parshiot that the Torah is divided into, only 5 are named after people. Noah, Yitro, Korah, Pinchas, and Balak. And Noah, we get Ish Sadik Haya B'Dorotav Tamim, that he was a righteous individual in his lifetime. Yitro, father-in-law of Moses, contributed so much to the Israelites. Balak, we're not quite sure about. Curses, the Israelites. Pinchas, questionable, but Korah, that's interesting. That something portion would be named after him. And the question is going to be, what do the rabbis want us to learn from Korah? And that's what we're going to look at this morning. So this is the portion dealing with the great rebellion of Korah. And many of you know this. Korah, along with Datan and Abiram, 250 others of the chieftains who rose up against Moses and Aaron. And he says to them, you've gone too far. For all the community are holy, all of them, and the Lord is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourself above the Lord's congregation? The rabbinic commentators are unanimous. And by the way, you wouldn't be surprised to hear this, in declaring that Korah is clearly disingenuous, that he is the manifestation of evil itself. And he didn't really care about the needs of the community, but he tried to convey himself as being that. He was motivated, according to the rabbis, by the slight that occurred to him. He was overlooked and being given a position of prominence as all those roles were being divided out. Right? You have Moses and his role leading, and you have Aaron, who is going to be the head of the priests. And then you divide up other responsibilities, and Korah doesn't get what he wants. And so the rabbis see this as purely being motivated by the selfishness of greed and need. And he in truth had no desire to help the people, that they were the last things on his mind as the people, and rather he just wanted to gather them together, and everybody who was feeling left out, everybody who is going to feel left, he's bringing those disenfranchised together. That becomes dangerous. But we also have to remember the timing of Korah's rebellions. This is so important. The end, right? Last week's portion was about the Israelites not being able to enter the land. They were told that they would have to wander for another 39 more years rather than being allowed to enter the promised land. They've been wandering already for about a year or so. They wanted to go in perhaps, but whether they lacked faith in God or perhaps just lacked faith in themselves, whatever caused that crisis that we read about in last week's portion, the Israelites are still stinging from that failure. They're still feeling the disappointment. They're angry. They don't know how to take out that anger, and so they are primed for Korah. And what does Korah do? He takes that moment of instability to try and further his own cause, trying to gather the masses against Moses by saying, you are all holy. What right does Moses have to hold himself above you? Korah appears to be advocating anarchy in which everyone should be held equal. We're told before, and even Moses says, were it that everyone should be holy in the story of Eldad and Medad. So the people know that there's a sense of holiness that they're supposed to hold on to and that they're supposed to reflect. But the Torah views social order as being so important. The social order, though, must be in the best interest of the people and not the benefit of just the leadership. This is a society that the Torah wishes to advocate, one in which leadership comes not with a cost, that leadership comes with a cost, not with a benefit. Isn't that so important, the message? That leadership comes with a cost, not with a benefit. Good leaders don't always want that role, but the people are still hurting. And so they follow a leader who declares he wants to help them, but only has his own interests in mind. At least this is the view of the rabbis. So what happens to Korah and his followers? In the verses that are going to come a little bit after the ones we're reading this morning, you're going to read this section that says, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households. All of Korah's people and all of their possessions went down alive into Sheol. By the way, the whole mention here of Sheol is a whole different question. The first mention we have about a place called Sheol, seemingly an underworld, but they're going down alive into this Sheol with all that belonged to them. The earth closed up and vanished. Then a fire went forth from the Lord and consumed the 250 men. But who was actually swallowed up? It's not so clear from our text. It says, and swallowed them up with their households, all of Korah's people. But who were those people? Was Korah swallowed up even? It's not clear from the text that we have. But in a couple portions later in Pinchas, it's chapter 26, when we read that Datan and Aviram were consumed along with Korah. And that section makes it really clear. Korah, Datan, Aviram, they are all consumed by that hole and they fall in. Now, the end of that section is such an interesting inclusion. It says this, the sons of Korah, however, did not die. Why does the Torah specifically want to make mention of that? What are we supposed to learn about that the children of Korah didn't die? Clearly, it raises questions in our mind. That's what the rabbis love. We're going to look at what that question is about after this next aliyah, but we're going to do the blessing as we do. It's our custom not to do actual blessings over the Torah in this structure that we have, but we're going to do Lasok b'divrei Torah, so join along with me, please. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kisham mitzvotav v'tzivanu, Lasok b'divrei Torah. And we're going to begin with our Torah reading with Patty Samuels. It's chapter 16. Here we go. Patty, are you unmuted?
Should I start from the beginning?
Yeah, that's a good place.
Vayitzkach Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kahat ben Levi Datan ve'Aviram b'nei Eliab ve'on ben Pelet b'nei Ruvain Vayakumu lifnei Moshe va'anashim mibnei Yisrael hamishim u'matayim nisiyei edah Kyrie moed anshe Shem vayitahalu al Moshe ve'al Aharon vayomeru alehem rav lahem ki kol ha'edah kulam kedoshim u'tocham Adonai u'madua titnasu al kahal Adonai.
Asher Koach, Patty. So nice to have you share with us. So why does the Torah point out the fact that children of Korah were not punished? According to the rabbis, what could that mean? It could only mean for the rabbis that they repented, that somehow they realized that their father's rebellion was not legitimate. How hard is that to stand up against your fathers, or if you will, the generation before you, to acknowledge that they are wrong? Well, it seems like we always rebel against the previous generation. What about your parents? Well, that's natural too, to rebel against them. But somehow, to be able to find their own way, that's not so easy. So what moved these children to see beyond the self-absorbed evil that they had been raised in? And not just to reject it, if you will, in principle or even in words, but in deeds, that they actually repented. How did they not follow in the ways of their father? Well, according to the rabbis, it was the personal model that Moses had set. They saw that Moses was a reluctant leader. He wasn't in it for the glory. He didn't want the recognition. He was not a perfect leader, but they saw, as others did, that Moses was there for no other purpose than to serve God and to better the lives of the Israelites. In dealing with their father and the other rebels, the children of Korah actually saw Moses act in what they would consider the best possible ways of leadership and compassion. First, they saw that Moses gave the rebels time to think about what they were doing. If you follow the text, you're going to see that Moses doesn't go out right away and punish them for the rebellion, but says, tell you what, come back tomorrow and we'll see who the true leader is. According to the rabbis, why did Moses do this? To give them time to think about it, to reflect on what they were doing. Everybody, not just Korah and Datan and Aviram and the 250, but everybody, to really take a moment to step back and to reflect. And that's about good leadership. It's about good relationships with people in general. We don't have to jump at people. We don't have to hammer it down their throats, but sometimes it means just allowing people time to reflect and to think. And sometimes things can work themselves out as well. And so Moses provides them the opportunity. And the next day, what else did the children of Korah see? The next day, when it appears that no one's changed their ways, when Korah and Datan and Aviram, when they are still going out, it looks, and holding firm to their rebellion, the text tells us that Moses, this is the quote, went to Datan and Aviram. And the rabbis look at the word went. What do they take from that? That Moses is willing to disregard the respect that was due him. In the role of Moses, you would expect that people would come to him. Why should he go to them? He is Moses after all. But Moses, who's described as being humble, he goes out to them. He's going to try one last time to persuade them away from their evil ways. And that doesn't work. The children of Korah apparently see this, they repent, and they separate themselves completely away from their father and from the rebellion. So what's the fate of the children of Korah, the lineage that repented? Well, in the end, it appears that they were given positions of distinction. We're told later on in the Bible that they were the gatekeepers for King David. And not only were they the gatekeepers, but they actually wrote some of our best Psalms. It's always disheartening for people who don't know the story when they come across one of the Psalms that says, Ne Korah. These are the ones of the children of Korah. Because on Mimi and everybody knows that it's a little disheartening sometimes when you see that. You go, what? The children of Korah? they're actually in the Psalms? Well, it shows the ability of people to be able to change their ways and to acknowledge that we can actually learn from those people. Isn't that amazing? You know, we always hope that children are going to learn from their parents' generation. But when are we also willing to learn from our children's generation? When do we listen to their voices? When do we acknowledge they've seen things and interpret them in different ways? There's actually much to learn from them as well as we figure it out. Well, the children of Korah go on to give us psalms to inspire us. And that's part of this tradition of how we understand rebellion and change and learning. May it be a lesson for us all in these challenging times that we have as well. We're going to continue now with the second Aliyah, and that's going to be Roy Chestnut. If you're following, even though we put it on the text for you, we're in chapter 14 of Numbers, verse 4.
Amen. Whoops. Wait a minute. Hang on, folks. There we go. Amen. Vayishma Moshe vayipoh al panav vaydaber el Korach ve'el kol adato lemor boker vayoda Adonai et asher lo ve'et hakadosh vehikri ve'lav ve'et asher yivhar bo yakriv elav zo asu kehu lahem maktot kohorak ve'kol adato nuhu vahehen vasihimu alehem katoret bifnei Adonai mahar behayaha ha'ish asher yivhar Adonai hu hakodesh rahav lehem b'nei Levi.
Thank you so much, Roy Chestnut.
You are welcome. That was great. I really enjoyed this.
There are so many of us out there who are in need of healing of all kinds, of mind and body and spirit. For everyone who's in need of healing, we want you to hold those names close as we join together in Mishaberach.
Mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say
This week, we're praying for the healing of Naomi Bat Sarah, Elon Shayot, Beverly Bowie, Susan Stavis, Dina Bat Yocheved, Vivian Azus, Chaim Ben Sarah, Rivka Bat Carmela Vidov, Tova Bat Chana, Chaya Gabriela Bat Galia, Leah Bat Avraham Visara, Aaron Ben Aviva, David Ben Chaya, Tzvi Ben Ada, Malka Bat Charna, Sarah Bat Fruma Rivka, David Yosef Ben Chaim Velvel Pesach Nechoma, Livia Bat Rachel, Miriam Bat Rivka Vechana, Mordechai David Ben Margalit, Zisel Ben Goldi, Leah Naomi Bat Hadassah, Mordechai Ben Rivka Bat Sheva, Bluma Bat Barbara, Fran Kobolnik, Olga Thogan, Shmuel Ben James, and of course, everyone who is suffering from the coronavirus and all the frontline workers putting themselves at risk, for everyone who's in need of healing.
Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing, with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We'll continue now with the third Aliyah, and we have Andy Spal here to read for us. We are on page 861 if you have the Eitz Chaim Chumash, and otherwise it's Numbers chapter 16, verse 8.
I think we lost Andy. Is he here with us? I don't see him. I think we lost him for a moment. We can wait for him to find his way back on, we hope. So we have the story of Korah, and this whole notion of his character is just so fascinating. We don't know what to do in terms of this punishment. There are some people who argue that it was too severe, that somehow, right, Moses and the people should have been open to listening about the complaints, and maybe we should have been dealt with it in a different way. And we're going to continue. Are we continuing with something else, with Rabbi Galko?
Well, why don't we continue now as we're waiting? Why don't we continue with the prayer for our country? Is that okay? We'll do that now. And we have with us Linda and Rob Stock, who are going to lead us. If you're in the Siddur Lev Shalem, that's on page 177, a prayer for our country.
Our God and God of our ancestors, with mercy, accept our prayer on behalf of our country and its government.
Pour out your blessing upon this land, upon its inhabitants, upon its leaders, its judges, officers, and officials who faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the public.
Help them understand the rules of justice you have decreed, so that peace and security, happiness and freedom will never depart from our land.
Thank you so much. We'll continue now with the third Aliyah. We have Andy Spal, who I think is back with us now to read number 16, verse 8.
Vayomer Moshe el Korach Shimuna b'nei Levi Hamat mikem ki hivdil Elohai Yisrael etchem me'adat Yisrael להקריב אתכם אליו לעבוד את עבודת משכן אדוני ולעמוד לפני העדה לשרתם ויקרב אותך ואת כל אחיך בני לוי איתך וביקשתם גם כהונה לכן אתה וכל עדתך הנועדים על אדוני והארון מהו כי תלינו עליו וישלח משה לקרוא לדתן ולאבירם בני אליאב ויאמרו לו נעלה המעט כי העליתנו מארץ זבת חלב ודבש להמיתנו במדבר כי תשתרר עלינו גם ישתרר.
Yitkadal v'yitkada shemei rabba v'yamad yifrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala uv'izman kariv v'meru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'alam lo me'amaya yitbarach ve'yishtabach yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh V'yithalal shemei dekudesha berichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran ve'alma v'imru Amen. We continue with the fourth Aliyah, page 867, Numbers chapter 17, verse 9. Take it away, Andy.
V'yidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor hero mitoch ha'edah hazot va'achale otam keraga v'yapilu al pneihem v'yomer Moshe el aharon kach et hamachta v'ten alei ha'esh me'al mizbeach v'si'im ketoret v'holech mehera El ha'edah v'chaper alehem ki yatsa ha'ketzef melifnei Adonai hechel ha'nagef vayikach Aharon kasher diber Moshe vayarotz el toch ha'kahal v'hinei hechel ha'negef ba'am vayiten et ha'ketoret v'yechaper al ha'am V'yamod bein hametim uvein chaim v'teatzar hamagefa v'yehyu hametim b'magefa arba'a asar elef ushva meot milvad hametim al dvar Korah v'yasho Aharon el Moshe el petach ohel moed v'hamagefa netzara.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our Torah readers who did such a beautiful job today. Patty Samuels, Roy Chestnut, and Andy Schwal. We now, if you didn't know, we've been highlighting during our Shabbat morning service people in our community who have done things that are wonderful and helping to make the world a better place. And so today we are highlighting Jack Stein, who's here with us and who is also here, of course, with his parents, Jamie and Jared. So Jack, can you tell us a little about the work that you've been doing?
I've been making restaurants, and I'm going to start a bake sale on Sunday this week.
That's amazing.
I'm going to send the money to different organizations for homeless people or other people.
That is so amazing. I want to know, Jack, what inspired you that you care so much? Oh, we have the whole family joining. I love it. Jack, what inspired you? You care so much about other people and about the homeless. What inspired you to start caring so much?
I've been seeing people on the side of the street or on the side of the road, and they're like, some people are homeless, some people don't have a job, and I wanted to send the money to them.
Wow. So you recognize that you're so lucky and not everyone gets to be as lucky as you, and you just want to help them. I love that. It's so beautiful. Have you had a favorite part, Jack, like the best part of doing all this work for you? What do you think? Or just there's so many things, you can't think of just one. That's okay. You don't have to think of one. That's a hard question. There are so many. And I think just listening to you, I can think of so many inspiring parts of the projects that you're working on. So Jack, if other people want to get involved, if everyone's listening today and they think you're so awesome and they want to help do what you do, what can they do? How can they help out?
They can come support the restaurant or the bake sale.
Okay, when's your next one that people can support?
Tomorrow.
Okay, that's awesome. People can come tomorrow and help support your amazing, important work. Wow, Jack, we are all so inspired. You are doing amazing, amazing things. You make us all want to be better people. Thank you for joining us, and to your whole family, the whole Stein family there for joining us. For everyone listening right now, if you know someone in our community who is doing something to make the world a better place, send me an email and nominate them to be featured, just like we featured Jack this morning for his important work. Thank you, Jack and the Stein family. Yeah.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We're going to continue now. We're back in the Siddur Lev Shalem, and we're going to continue with a prayer for the state of Israel. We're on page 178. And do we have our Chazanim back with us to play? We're on page 178. We'll start with the English for the prayer for the state of Israel. Avinu Shebashamayim, bless the state of Israel, shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace, bless the land and its inhabitants with lasting joy, and let us say, Amen. We'll join together for Avinu Shebashamayim in the Hebrew, page 178. Chazan Stein, you'll have to unmute yourself. All right, we might skip it in the Hebrew.
That's okay.
Okay, there it is.
Avinu Shebashamayim, Zur Yisrael Go'alo, Barechet Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmitat Gemunateinu.
We're continuing now with Ashrei. Oh, and do we have Liel Temkin here to lead us in Ashrei? We're on page 178. Liel, make sure to unmute yourself first.
Hi. Okay. Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha Od Yalelucha Selah.
Ashreham shikachalo, Ashreham Shadonai Eloham.
Tehillah leDavid, Arolim Chalo Hai HaMelech, Va'avarcha Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed.
B'chol yom avarcheka v'alala shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai Hu Me'od, V'ligdulato En Cheker.
Dur l'dor shabach ma'asecha u'gvotecha yagidu.
Hadar Kavod Hodecha, V'divrei Nifleotecha Asicha.
Be'ezuz nerotecha yomeru u'ladcha asaprena.
Zecher Rav Tovecha Yabi'u, V'tzivkatecha Yiranenu.
Chanun v'rachum Adonai erech apayim u'gdal chesed.
Tov Adonai Lechol, V'ramav al kol ma'asav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha v'chasidecha yevarchucha.
Kavod Malchutecha Yomeru, U'gvuratecha Yedaberu.
V'hodia livnei ha'adam gvurotav u'chvod hadar malchuto.
Malchutecha Malchut kol olamim, U'memshoktecha bechol dor v'ador.
Somech Adonai l'chol hanoflim, v'zokef l'chol hakfufim.
Enei kol elecha yesaberu, Ve'ata notin lachem et olam ve'ito.
Poteach et yadecha u'maspir l'chol chai ratzon.
Tzadik Adonai bechol dera'av, V'si bechol ma'asav.
Kirov Adonai l'chol korav, l'chol asher yikru'u ve'emet.
Ratzon Yerav Yaseh, Ve'et Shamatam Yishma Ve'yoshien.
Shomer Adonai kol ohava ve'kol rishayim yashmid.
Tehillat Adonai Yedaber Pi, V'yivarech kol basar shen kocho le'olam va'ed. Ve'anachnu nevarech Yah, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah.
Thank you so much, Liel. That was beautiful. We're continuing now with Eitz Chaim. We're on page 184.
Thought I would give you a little view of the synagogue as I face the ark, and we'll sing together. Eitz Chaim Lama
minutes now for the Musaf Amidah. Feel free to take the time to pray from the Siddur. That's pages 185 to 192 in the Hebrew or the English. Or just feel free to take the time for some personal prayer and meditation while Hazan Stein plays a little bit of music for us in the background.
עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, amen.
We'll continue with Kaddish Shalem, page 203.
יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברכי ואמלך מלכותי בחייכון, וימכון בחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעלם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ושמע ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה, דמרן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותון ובורתון לכל בית ישראל, קודם ונשמע ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו אל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרמיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן.
We rise for Aleinu, page 205. Hazan Mimi will lead us.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu ki goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu ki mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu yehohamonam, va'anachnu koreim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Shehunot hashamayim ve'oser haaretz, moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'ah, ushkinatu zo, v'kol he'neronim, hu Eloheinu einot, emet malkeinu efezulato, ka'katuv b'torato, v'yadat hayom ve'ashemota, elevavecha, mi Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim imam, ve'al ha'aretz mitachat ein od al kenan. Kakadu b'tor Adonai yimlach le'olam va'ed, v'nemar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu yihi Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
It takes us to a point in our service of the mourner's Kaddish, which we're going to get to in a moment. So any of you who are reciting the mourner's Kaddish and wish to join us in the Zoom experience to get more of an experience of community, you can now leave the live streaming and go to the Zoom link and we'll let you in. First, I'm going to just make some announcements. We welcome everybody who's here in terms of watching us online or wherever you are. Hopefully, if you're going to join us for our virtual Kiddush luncheon, you have your lunch ready. You can go get it, and then you'll bring it back. And we have a great time together. Rabbi Galko has us break up into groups and be able to talk and learn together. So we hope you'll join us if you haven't before. Next week is July 4th. Woo! It's going to be an interesting July 4th, isn't it? In terms of without going out and the fireworks and everything. I don't know what that's going to feel like for me, honestly. It'll be the first time. But that being said, we are going to we begin summer shul with Hazan Mimi, who is a great leader in all of this and having fun. And next Shabbat is going to be our theme of patriotic colors. So I'm assuming that's red, white, or blue. I'm assuming those are our patriotic colors. So any combination of them that you'd like to come in, please feel free to do. Just come clothed. There you go, Hazan Mimi. Need more of a connection to the outside world. We have opportunities for learning and programs. I even have a Thursday morning virtual coffee that meets most weeks. You can find everything at aliyahlive.org. You'll find all of the links to our programs that we have. We invite you to be there. And although the office is basically closed. We're not. We're still around. And so if you need to reach any of the rabbis, cantors, anybody else, you can always send us emails. We're responding very quickly to them. Rabbi Vogel at temple.org, Rabbi Galko, Chazan Stein, Chazan Mimi, whoever it is, we're around, and we're here to be with you in whatever ways we can. So just welcome to everybody. Good to now reflect on the lives of those for whom we remember on this Shabbat, people whose memories still dwell deep in our hearts. We still feel their presence, the love that they shared, the deeds that we perform still in their name. On this Yortzeit, on this Shabbat, we remember the Yortzeits of Doris Bass, Pearl Costin, Aaron Kessler, Daniel Mallet, Howard Margowski, Esther Morgan, Alice Pear, Priscilla Spice, Rachel Willens, Ralph Black, Irving Padua, John Schaefer, Nathan Surratt, Martha Widower, Erica Light, Livia Newman, Morris Reck, Helen Rosenbaum, Ben Rosenstein, Barry Tenenbaum, Rose Brooks, Abraham Frosch, Harry Madnick, Bernard Novetsky, Henry Schrag, Emil Zirk, Joe Altman, Ruth Block, Max Carlton, Stephen Gorowitz, Bertha Hellman, Alan Kalkin, Kenneth Miller, Arthur Ross, Bella Segelstein, George Willens, Carol Wiseman, Larry Goldberg, Alvin Gorlick, Sidney Jackson, Sam Katz, Ralph Rauschman, Mario Resnick, Gene Rubin, and David Stern. So for all those who have the need or desire to recite the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, you are invited to rise wherever you are. And this is part of the significance of community, that you know that you're not alone and that we are sharing with you in this moment. Those of you reciting Kaddish will join along with me. Yit Gadal, the Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Amen. V'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei b'chol Beit Yisrael. V'gala u'izman kariv v'meru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavorach le'olam umei omaya. Yitbarach, Yishabach, Yitpa'ar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalal. Shemei lekudasha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata. Amiran v'alma v'meru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'romav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru. Amen. May God establish his peace in the heavens, grant peace and harmony for us, for all of Israel, and all of humanity, as we say, amen. And all of those of you who are there on the Zoom experience, my heart's life, it goes out to you, and may the memories of your loved ones be forever a blessing. We're going to now prepare for Kiddush and Motzi, but in order to allow you all, those of you who wish to join us on Zoom, now is your time to log off from the live stream. You can join us on the Zoom experience, and we're going to have a little bit of a commercial, if we will, a little bit of song to help us get ready for this moment, and here we go.
Shalom, shalom.
As we finally let some more people in, we're going to begin just a little bit, some music, nigun, warm us up for the Shamru. As a reminder, by the way, we may go to gallery view, so if you don't want to be seen by everybody out there, you can turn off your picture, your video, just as a warning, those of you who don't want to be seen potentially. It's nice to see community. A little bit of nigun. Who's leading us? Chazan Mi, Chazan Stein. There you go.
Grab your wine or grape juice and get ready for Kiddush. Al Kain Berach Adonai et Yom HaShabbat Vayikad Shehu Savri Chaverai L'chaim Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Peri HaGafen.
Amen. Going to do our Netilat Yadayim before the washing of hands, before the motzi actually. Let me see if I can put that down so you can see. Over each of the hands, again, as a reminder, in ancient times when they had to be in a pure state in order to go to the altar, and the meal table of ours is that's the altar that we have. And so, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Yishanu Yosav V'Tzivanu Al Netilat Yadayim. And now, those of you who need challah, you can grab onto mine with me. If you don't have any, hopefully you have your own there. You're all on gallery view, so if you have it, you can show. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Motzi Lechem Min Haaretz.
Amen. sing
Make some song.
Shabbat
Hazan Mimi, music for us.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ay, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat